Hello YouTube and welcome back this evening, ladies and gentlemen, to another Rage video, where tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have got a lot to pack into tonight. So we're going to start by getting a sharp move on to Day 7, Hope. And, well, without any further ado, because of how short Hope is, we're going to do both Day 7 and Day 8 tonight. Because there's still, like I said, there's a lot to uncover and no time like the present, as they say. So, let's get started, shall we? Let's give it a whirl, shall we? Day 7 in 3, 2, 1, and...
Take you back to the time when we were chasing all the girls. Two maniacs indulging in the pleasures of this world. So much to see, so much to live for, questions to answer, places to go. So much to be, so much to care for. Deep down inside I think you know you are free. Come back to me. Look ahead and see, there's still so many borders we could cross. Just you and me, making up for all the time that we have lost. So much to see, he may be right. So much to live. I've got to fight, I will pull through. Take me with you. So much to be, I will not break. So much to care for. I must awake. I think I know I am free. Come back to me.
Say hello to the network.
We're going to play Childhood very, very shortly. However, I have to sort of like emphasize that I got a nice kick out of Hope, because it's a much more of a cheerier type of note, especially since we last left off of Labrie lamenting his childhood of being kicked and beaten and in fact finally abandoned. It gives you the impression that I don't know whether or not Labrie's best friend is coming to Labrie in his dreams, or whether or not Lucassen is now the best friend, is talking to the audience and trying to incite Labrie on this journey, and they're now crossing paths. It's curiously disarming, because I had reservations before about Labrie's best friend being the reason behind the accident in question, but maybe there's still causes for me to believe that it could still be the case. However, I just want to find out exactly, because we seem to be taking it almost back from the very beginning, and the best friend is now guiding Labrie all the way back to school, possibly to pull him out of a memory in which Labrie has to fight himself back. We are now going into basically the middle portion of the story where we're discussing the events that could have led up to a pretty solid conclusion, and then what happens there is anyone's guess. So let's resume with day 8, school, in 3, 2, 1, and...
It's time to leave your sheltered cage, face your deepest fears. The world is against you, you're fighting back the tears.
All the kids were watching me, I felt very small. I could hear the laughter as I stumbled down the hall.
The bigger boys, they beat you up. Out here you cannot hide.
Wow, and I thought the transition in Pisces was something to behold, and Ginger just... Well, Ginger is a completely different kettle of fish to begin with. But Ayreon... Wow. They're certainly... They are... In terms of passion, in terms of a build-up... Ayreon can just about go toe-to-toe with the likes of Arch Enemy, Ginger... Oh god, even Slipknot for that matter. With the kind of beautiful melodies you would hear in Emerson, Lake and Palmer, maybe a bit of Gentle Giant, even some Pink Floyd thrown in for good measure.
Friends to help you, no father at your side.
I swore that I'd get back at them, but I was just a kid. One day I'd show them I wouldn't rest until I did.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for both Hope and School. And I'm going to tell you what, ladies and gentlemen. If from what I've gathered about what we've just witnessed, our protagonist has gone through realizing there's some sort of repression moment. He has been pulled into believing that he has a chance with his best friend. But what matters now is that he has to pin down exactly why he can't fight back. And maybe it could be traced maybe to the beginning of his school days, in which he won against bullies. He fought back because his pride would not allow, you know, other people to believe they could get the better of him. How terrible is it, ladies and gentlemen, when being in the same situation myself, is that when you're like really young, like when you start school, and the first thing that somebody says to you that I'm better than you, and when you're a kid, because you don't think necessarily in very logical terms, you want to prove to that person in particular that they are wrong and you are better than them. There is no greater feeling in the world that you want to prove them wrong and to, in fact, demonstrate that you are indeed the best. That was like the very first day when I was at school I had that. And it's very, really, it sounds really, really bitter, doesn't it? Where life almost seems to devolve into competition and a meaningless bit of, you know, dick waving, i.e. you've got to prove that your dick is not only longer, but it's more powerful than somebody else's. Nowhere is this more prevalent than in a school. And there being numerous great songs about this. Simple Plan, for example, have written numerous songs about basically on about the bad times at school, and how you feel as if like the whole world sees you as just a stupid child. Or subconscious, what was it called? I know it was on Signals, I think it was Subdivisions, that was it, by Rush, in which, to be honest, the whole of Signals really was almost a callback to the likes of Neil Peart's school days, and how the rule was be cool or be cast out. And as you heard it right there, Labrie simply would not hear any of this, and he fought back and he won them, but you could say almost at what cost, as rage once again brings its ugly head round, seeking to find deep in the traumas it leaves you behind. The trauma that he lashed out, he utilized violence, he made people pay, he communicated to them in the only way he knew as a child, through making them understand any which way. And it's a vicious cycle, yes, but you have to wonder what on earth could have been said to Labrie when, even after having to go through his dad beating him up and then leaving him, and other people mocking him for this. You could even trace this all the way to the likes of Oliver Twist, where I think a certain character, like a worker of Sourberry, was mocking Oliver for his because of his dead mother, and like naturally you want to literally go gun for blood if somebody called out your family. If somebody called out my family, I would be out for blood myself, because it's the natural response. It's a pride thing, you see. It's all about pride. And maybe you could say, well, what we've established is that Labrie has somewhat rather violent tendencies, if school has anything to go by, because maybe this could have been a plot of revenge. Maybe Labrie's best friend was one of those bullies who decided to pick on him. Maybe there's got to be some way in which this works out, or why Labrie had the accident. I'm now starting to believe that it was in no way an accident, and it was completely intentional. And as we're getting closer, we're nearly at the halfway point, we might even find out if I was proven right or not. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this reaction video to days 7 and 8. Please make sure to also leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below, because we want to hear your opinions as well. Please also make sure to also like and subscribe to get daily notifications when my videos come out. And I hope so with you guys again in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye for now.